Bring on home. I know.
Hello, Vancouver! How we doing? That's right. Welcome to Granville Island for the Granville Island FIFA watch parties. Who here is for Bosnia today? Okay, maybe a better question is who's here's rooting for Canada? Excellent. I love that energy. Granville Island welcomes you. My name is Alan Pavlikovic. I'm the artistic director from the Improv Center right here on the island. Thank you. Yes. Yes. We have an incredible day packed for you here. We've got face painting until 7, our beer garden, and some incredible food trucks, as well as the entire island for you to enjoy. We are moments away from Canada's first game in the FIFA World Cup! This is wonderful. Now, I want to hear from all of the visitors that are here in our wonderful city. Make some noise if you are visiting. I love that. And make sure to really set this off. Where are our locals? Incredible. We have but a few minutes before we start this match. Make sure you grab your beer, grab your seats, and get ready to cheer your hearts out. We are going to be here every day playing games until July 19th. If you have a great time, come back. We've got some incredible stuff all over the island. Let's start with a little golf clap. Little golf clap, yeah, just a little. Very nice. Then maybe we're at a tennis match. Oh yeah. And then we're at a hockey game. And now we are at the FIFA World Cup!
Canada have to keep it cool and execute professionally. The referee today is one of the most experienced officials in the world. He's a 44-year-old Argentine who took charge of the games at the World Cup in 2022 for Canada, and also been referee in Europe at Euro 2024. So many question marks surrounding Jesse Marsh's level of his squad heading into this game. But there's just one change to the made by Bosnia from their final warm-up game in St. Louis a week ago. Tackles flying in the opening 3 minutes here as it's swept out right to take up Buchanan down the right side. And drops back here for Vancouver, who plays with Ismail Kone at Sassuolo in Italy, so two club teammates going head-to-head on either side here. And Canada is dropping the ball, keeps it out. He's just checking his way, it goes out to the far side. Earlier from Jonathan David there. Molo Shea, defender, close to us on his right-hand side, they've dropped a little bit deep. I think it was Katic. John David delayed, and it meant that Oliver Shea's run did end up being in an offside position. The last match going to take this one down the left side. Two starts at the World Cup in 2014. Scored the earliest own goal in World Cup history. So Kolasinac, former Arsenal man. Lukic there feeling like the Fougeron was too tight. It was a foul, but I think he was playing for that one. And the referee, here it is, the Fougeron was pretty tight, but in the end he throws himself over knowing he can't get onto the ball. These are two teams that are in good form. For Canada, only one defeat in the last 17 matches since Jesse Marsh's side were beaten by Mexico 2-0 in the Nations League semi-final in LA in March of 2025. Bosnia and Herzegovina unbeaten in their last 8 since a World Cup qualifying loss 2-1 at home to Austria last September. But of those 8, they've won just 2 and drawn 6. Basic will take this 24-year-old Astana midfielder, plays in Kazakhstan. Basic once again here down the right side with that crossing, looking for Lukic, and the header goes wide. Dangerous ball though, wasn't it? Onto the far post. Cornelius trying to track back, so difficult as a centre-back when you're going backwards trying to get to the ball. Sergei Barbares, the 54-year-old former Bosnian captain, when he took over, he said that their goal was to qualify for Euro 2028. Well, they've made a major tournament much sooner than he anticipated. 47 caps as a player, but he never made a major tournament appearance. Uvaremovic goes back to Vasil, who will be leaving his club St. Pauli after just getting relegated from the top flight in Germany. Basic out wide to Kolasinac down that left side with the ball played forward, Menic will chase. Lukic there as well, putting pressure on young Luke the Fougeron. Does so well to anticipate balls going into the channel. He's already there ahead of the centre forward. Lukic can't get the position. He does so well to allow the pace of the ball just to run out for a goal kick. The ball went long last time from the short one. He almost got Oliver Shea in. Larea couldn't get on the end of that one. Larea plays his club football right here in Toronto. Born in the city, 31 years old now. And a key figure for Toronto FC. He's not played 90 minutes for club or country since April the 22nd, Richie Larea. He missed the last 5 league games with a hamstring injury. He was involved heavily in the last 2 friendly games building up to this tournament as Canada beat Uzbekistan in front of a huge crowd in the rain at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, and then finished with a 1-1 draw against Ireland a week ago in Montreal. Last match, and Menic were not on the same page. Menic with a nice little run from the flank in behind, wanted the ball just played through, and the foul actually Uvaremovic. Not given by referee for Pinto-Teo, and Jonathan David will keep chasing here. David with 11 career goals in this stadium. Just going to say for Pinto-Teo, just letting a lot of things go, but you don't mind if there's consistency. Trying to get some flow to the game. The referee was heavily involved in Mexico's opener yesterday. 3 red cards in the game as they beat South Africa. In Qatar. Shea chasing him as it goes backwards towards Uvaremovic. Vasil, 7 clean sheets and 26 caps for his country prior to today. Norwich trying to get on that one in the midfield, but picked up by Stefan Stacchio from Leamington, Ontario. Alistair Johnston down the right side. Buchanan giving chase against Kolasinac. Buchanan coming trying to shot for the fans, but on this occasion he's just run out of play. Good battle there between Buchanan and Kolasinac. So it'll be a key match-up, I'd say, this afternoon. Buchanan does have the pace to get him behind the 32-year-old Atalanta defender. Ivanovic away, headed back forward by the Fougerolles. Alistair Johnston in there with a big challenge. Golden Vancouver, grown up just north of Toronto and Aurora, Ontario. Al Marinic started both of the pre-tournament friendlies against Uzbekistan and Ireland, but Al Shea comes in today. His last start was here in the stadium on March 31st in a 0-0 draw against Tunisia. 3 minutes off the bench against Ireland last week after coming on half-time against Uzbekistan. Cornelius defending well there in that battle up top. And he's on a wide to the outside. Against his striker, so difficult for Cornelius and the Fougerolles. Lovely ball forwards at Barter, but doing well so far. It's just going to continue throughout the afternoon. Not an easy task for both centre-backs in red today. The Royal will throw down the left, in towards Jonathan David. Juventus man finds Liam Miller. He played in the playoff final 3 weeks ago for Hull City at Wembley Stadium in London. Started that game and will be a Premier League player next year. It's a decent run. One from Miller before. Very good. Underruns that 6-yard box again to Cornelius and Fougerolles. Bosnian head to it first. As it's brought down by Stacchio, they'll go all the way back towards Maxime Crépeau. His first year with Orlando City in Major League Soccer, made his debut against the United States for Canada in February of 2016. Crépeau handed the #1 job last weekend at the game in his hometown of Montreal. Been quite a battle between Crépeau and Dane St. Clair over the course of the last 18 months or so, after Crépeau had been the first choice at Canada's Copa America, which was extremely successful, reaching the semi-final in 2024, only to lose to Argentina. Perez ball inside, although Shea back in front here. And it's still on the Shea, and Minutes will chase forward. And second foul from Johnson for that one. He's certainly a yellow card. Johnson mistimes it. Comes in late, and Minutes has given a terrible ball from Daniel Shea, who really missed by about 4 or 5 yards. He should have actually been out to Buchanan, the more positive direct ball. But here, Buchanan's off the screen there out the right-hand side, tries to go back to Johnson, but really just plays in Romic, and the Celtic Football Club defender comes sliding into the challenge that was robust to say the least. And now he's going to go the vast majority of the game on a yellow card. It's Alistair Johnston's second World Cup. He played every minute of all 3 games in Qatar. Just won the League and Cup double in Celtic, but has spent much of the winter and spring out with an injury. Started the first 2 league games in August, but didn't play again in the league game until late April. And Johnston, the first player into the book for referee Facundo Teo. Johnston, one of only 2 players in the starting lineup today, Tejan Buchanan the other one, that started Canada's last World Cup game in Qatar, the 2-1 loss against Morocco. Swept in towards Jovo Lukic, who plays in Romania with Pulic. Just a 4th cap for him. He's not scored for his country, but he gets the goal today because of the ongoing absence of Edin Dzeko. Yeah, he's a threat from wider areas, from crosses as well. You can see that. He's done well so far to win a couple of headers. Cornelius in with the first challenge. Barak Tarovic down the right. Dedic with the ball forward. Barak Tarovic once again. Quite a story for Esmir Barak-Tarovic, who plays for PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands, but was actually born in the United States. Barak-Tarovic made one appearance for the US before switching his allegiance to Bosnia. He made his MLS debut as a substitute in this stadium for New England Revolution against Toronto FC back in August of 2022. Pretty sure on that day he wasn't thinking about playing here in a World Cup opener with Bosnia. Well, well, he's done excellent in the Eredivisie with PSV. We'll follow that from the start goal. Before it goes to Vasil, who's played every minute of all 10 qualifying games for Bosnia in goal. They beat Wales on penalties in Cardiff in the playoff semi-final after a 1-1 draw. They beat Italy on penalties in Zenica after a 1-1 draw as well. Good goals in both of those games. In fact, in the semi-final, they were 4 minutes away from one. They were going to get into the box. It's put behind. It's a kind of a corner on the far side. And then for David Gale's quick thinking. He's out there trying to cut it back towards Will. Over the Shane. Ian Miller, well, you see it again. A quick throw from Alistair Johnson. Really smart from him. Not really got any kind of threat in the 6-yard box. It's difficult for Taniolo, O'Shea and Liam Miller to catch up with the play because of the such quick thinking between Johnson and David. Canada's second corner, this one from the opposite side. Once again they go short. Back out towards Eustachio, who placed this one in off the head of Oliver O'Shea. And that seems to hit the referee, so we'll throw a halt to this one. Into the 15th minute of play. No real clear-cut chances in either end so far. Exactly how we expected it to be, Luke, as we get a look at this one here. That was not a terrible ball from Budirovic to try and get his strike partner Lukic through. So it's been exactly what we expected. It's been tight and tense. Players are not taking chances. They're playing percentage balls. They're getting it forward, and it's a little slower than maybe we thought it was going to be. But that's what happens when stakes are so high. Well, we did predict a 0-0 today. I'm not Canada score, I'll tell you that. Good ball. Now Kone. Ismail Kone has started quite brightly here. Wonderful ball through to set that attack going. Yeah, it's a good ball through the lines towards Taniolo O'Shea. His attempt at finding David was the right idea. It was just the weight of pass had to be better. Just feed it in a little bit rather than let the boot through it, which he did. It was too much on it. Loraya wide to the left for Liam Miller. Miller running it by Barak-Tarovic. Here's Loraya. Miller driving towards the byline, stands the cross up. He was unable to get on the end of that one. He provided the assist for Alfonso Braden's first. Johnston's ball. International goals back in March. They were going through the penalty spot. It's one of the David's 15th start in a row for Canada.
It's okay. Later.
flying there from Canada for a couple of minutes with testing the Bosnian defence. A lot of the moves beginning to feet of Ismail Kone and his vision, his ability to play passes and drive beyond pressure. That was Canada's first shot in the game. On target from Jonathan David. Is the Bosnian head coach, a powerful character. He actually made a career in the world of poker after retiring as a player. Reached the final of the World Series of Poker 2 times. So he was giving nothing away this week when he was keeping his cards close to his chest with Edin Dzeko's help, although it seems that Dzeko is on the bench but hasn't been training a lot. Huge miss for this Bosnia team. Eustachio turns, can take advantage of the red. Canada driving forward with David. Fed that one through to Oliver Sherry. The referee line play to continue. Lorella. And starting to be back and he's open on the right. Too straight from Lorella. Just had to open up his vision towards the right-hand side. Canada at this moment showing the athleticism and picking up second balls, taking the play forward towards that Bosnian back four. And you see the foul there from Stefan Eustachio and Bajrak Tarovic. No rush to take this one. Katic, the right centre back. We will have a hydration break in the middle of each half of every World Cup game in this tournament. That's brought in new for this World Cup, an expanded World Cup of course with 48 teams, more games than ever before. Tarovic chasing down the right side, he gets towards the byline. Assistant referee signaling for a corner. Some doubt here, I think, between the officials and Robert Larea gets someone on this, but it looked like he got a little touch as Bajrak Tarovic. Yeah, it does clearly get a touch. Bajrak Tarovic, nice little bit of skill, just drawing Larea in and trying to just jump inside, get beyond him. Larea showing us with his actions here that he got the ball and he did. Dangerous this for Canada. Basic with the ball into the front post. world is changing, but with every challenge comes a chance to live better, stronger, reinvesting in ourselves, buying Canadian, prospering from our resources and critical minerals. Our plan is to create jobs, build affordable homes twice as fast, break down barriers between provinces, and expand global trade. This is our moment to build a strong economy by Canadians for Canadians. A message from the Government of Canada.
Deep into stoppage time. Oh, they must be careful here. They are checking it. It's going to be hands of the VAR.
For 20 years of supporting that, watching a playing one. So what do you mean? Precision striker, rock solid left back? Coin Johnson. Oh, yeah, sure. Let me strip it. Entertainment. I'll do that. We're on TV right now. Yeah. What's the real choice?
Set to resume after the first half hydration. We're midway through the first 45 minutes, and Canada trailing by a goal to nil. Jesse Marsh's side beaten by Jovo Nikic in the 21st minute. Last match with the assist. It came from a corner. And now conceding the opening goal in 6 of their 7 FIFA World Cup matches. Bosnia winning the only previous World Cup game when they scored first. That was 3-1 against Iran, the final game of the group stage in 2014. So what to be done? Yeah, what to be done, but a long time to get that work done. We can't panic, we're going to just be resilient kind of here. It's a disappointment. I'm sure so far in this first half that there is opportunities to get at this Bosnian defence. They've got to believe and stay in the fight. The last time Canada trailed was right here in March against Iceland. They were 2 down on that day and they came back to draw 2-2. Very different conditions. I seem to remember it was snowing on that day in March here in Toronto. Yeah. Particular customer by that Tanovic. Brings a good battle this between the former New England Revolution man. He's a player that has a lot of spirit, a lot of aggression, even though he's quite diminutive in size and lots of quality on that left foot of his. Oh, Sherry to get in the air. Jonathan David gets a touch, and this is Alistair Johnston. John Buchanan made the early run. As Johnson pushes it down that right side, he just keeps the ball in play. It's up against Memic, inside to Buchanan. Scoring for Tejan Buchanan, who fought back from the injury that he sustained at Copa America. His tournament was ended early, and he said at one point he wondered if his career might be over. This is now 20 of the last 21 games for Buchanan since the broken tibia at Copa America. Mustachio's ball in towards Jonathan David. Only got a touch, comes back out for Liam Miller. They put away in the midfield there. No shouts from Canada here in terms of what part of tactics is going to stop that shot. They appear like David's on the Ivanovic has doubled over, but I think his tactics have got the ball on the left hand from David to come back out his left hand side. You don't see it. men from Stachio. 15th cap from Mihajlovic, who played every minute in both of Bosnia's playoff games. Kevin shows the run to this one. Gets there in the fight with Kolasinac. And it's gone off Kolasinac right. So it's a penalty corner on the first side. A third corner of the game. They've gone short from both of the previous corners. I've got a feeling this one's coming up. And there's a good fight to happen between Kolasinac and Buchanan at the moment. Buchanan stretching Kolasinac. Stachio's outswinger. All the way towards the middle. For Stachio to get this one in, but he does well to protect the ball. They're delivering into the middle, but wins a free kick because Mihajlovic is too aggressive. The visual and Cornelius are both forward to the left, but Harris inside the penalty area. Stachio stands on the free kick. Johnston's ball over the top of Mihajlovic, heads it away, and picked up in the midfield by Teperovic, the grinding man. He's trapped by turns backwards though into the midfield, and Buchanan stepping forward there to get things going. Now it's Smalcone. One of the most vulnerable when they get these free kicks away. The areas leave themselves a bit open at the back. Miller coming inside, along the edge of the box. Kone couldn't get there. And Demirovic brings it away down the right touchline. Bosnia causing Canada some problems in transition. They really are. It's particularly with everyone forward for the set piece, whether it's a away free kick or a corner. Just losing a lot of the races in terms of going back the other way. Bosnia committing players forward with pace. You've got to be careful and keep an eye on that one. Make sure that they don't concede a second. Buchanan. Johnston inside for Stefano Stachio. Stachio made his Canada debut in fall 2019. Here's to Boucheron. Wide for Kone. In Montreal and Ismail Kone, who now plays in the top flight of Italy. Forward it goes, Mihajlovic. Kone's top teammate clears away. It's a Canada throw on the left side. Get the ball to Kone. Lovely pass there again into Daniel O'Shea's feet. He's going to get more and more touches. Going towards the byline and then promising moments for Canada. O'Shea does score. He gets up there quickly every time O'Shea. Keep the ball moving, Canada. They're going to keep the tempo high. O'Shea gets underneath that leaning back and over the crossbar. It's a perfect chance, two great opportunities for the two strikers going to be able to find Owen O'Shea so far in this first half. Daniel O'Shea, born in Nigeria, moved to Mississauga, just outside of Toronto at the age of 10. Now plays for Villarreal in Spain. I think when you're feeling a bit tight and you're in doubt, you can go a bit more for power rather than try to place it in the top corner. Just hit through the ball, hit the target and takes Vassier in the goal. He's trying to be too precise for that one. Shea has it scored his last 11 for Canada since a goal and an assist in the Gold Cup opener this time last year, a 6-0 win in Vancouver against Honduras. Johnston with a looping throw towards the front post. And Lukic the goal scorer. Flying high to help behind for another Canada corner. Canada's fourth corner of the game. Eustachio with the delivery once again. The Fougereau climbing on the end of it. And now Amar Medic is chasing forward. Richie Larrea getting back to do the defending. And it goes back to Larrea. One many people in Richie Larrea in that sort of situation.
But again, Luke, they get out because of it. They've got runners coming forward. Canada struggling a little bit to match them in terms of that counter-attack and that break from Bosnia and Herzegovina. You think that they're going to butt up a little bit there, maybe an extra player back. Corner kicks out swinging towards that penalty spot, not working either. Maybe go back to the short one.
Bosnia scored in the 21st minute here. In the last 15 minutes, Canada have had 77% of the possession. Outside of the goal scored by Bosnia, Canada have had the better of the chances, but unable to convert on both occasions. Strong header from Derek Cornelius.
Good header. You just keep your eye on the ball and come through and strike and win it fairly. Excellent stuff from Cornelius.
Cornelius played the full game against Ireland a week ago. It's his first full 90 minutes across all countries since November the 2nd. Had an injury issue with Rangers in Scotland and then fell out of favour with their head coach Danny Rowe. And Cornelius didn't play for the rest of the season at Rangers. Ryan Reynolds amongst the celebrities in the house today. Quite an occasion in downtown Toronto. A special day all around.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to be here.
Maybe he's scouting direction. Maybe Ryan Reynolds. Miller. Back it comes here for Derek Cornelius. Luke de Fougereau. Cornelius forward towards Miller, who just keeps that one in play. Bosnia closing down quickly, but that's a great ball through to Conley, who skips the first challenge.
Tracking again from Jonathan David. Another little spin from Coney. Just can't connect the pass. Canada just trying to play a little bit quicker, just getting caught in that split second late to see the gap, drive through it, play a pass through. Just a little bit ponderous in the actions.
Eustachio. Johnston chasing forward. Namic going across to defend for Bosnia as it comes into the middle towards Stefan Eustachio. His 57th appearance for his country. Hooked away by Dedic. Coney gets a good foot to that one. He's been showing flourishing for Canada so far.
He's got to get on the ball more, Luke, as much as possible, get Coney in possession.
Coney down the line for Miller. Miller towards the byline, gets the cross in, but Vasil can get there. Miller gets the corner and shot it.
Came off. Dedic, I think it was, right full-back. Top player, Dedic, Benfica man. Can go forward as well, but does never shucks his defensive responsibilities. Another corner for Canada, this time pretty certain it's coming right under the crossbar of Nicolas Vasil.
Eustachio's ball in. Jonathan David at the back post.
They're calling for handball. I think it hits his arm, but I believe it's in beside his chest.
There's Kolasinac here.
It was there, it hits his arm, it'll be a real harsh one. It doesn't hit his arm, does it? It almost hits his side, maybe grazes his arm, but No way will that be given a penalty kick.
Mustachio in, Cornelius was climbing. Cleared away by Dedic, who actually played for Jesse Marsh. Marsh coaching Dedic, the Bosnian right back at Red Bull Salzburg. In fact, Dedic signed his first pro deal just after Jesse Marsh had arrived there at the club. He was also Derek Cornelius' teammate when he was on loan at Marseille in February of 2025. Cornelius on the ball now. This is de Fougereau. Buchanan up against Memic. Tejan Buchanan runs towards the byline. Buchanan wins the corner on the far side. It's corner after corner here for Canada, but can they make them count?
Yeah, good play from Buchanan. Gets himself on rebound with Memic and drives at him. There's an earlier chance to put it in, but he tries to go again. In fairness to Omar Memic, he does really well to get back.
Mustachio's ball in. Cornelius lancing off the head, drops towards Liam Miller. Headed away only as far as Ismail Kone. Another deflection, another corner. And this is number 8 for Canada in the first 39 minutes.
Incredible, it's a lot of corners in the first half. Mustachio taking every single one of them. Less effective from this far side where it's an outswinger, but Cornelius and de Fougereau up from the back again alongside Tanio Roger. Shot this time from Mustachio.
Sent to Buchanan, back for Stefan Eustachio. Here's Ismail Kone. Kone rolls it through. He was looking for Jonathan David. De Fougereau flips on. Mihajlovic away. Off the head of Liam Miller, and now Richie Larea with the high ball hoisted forward towards Jonathan David. I wonder if the flag might have gone up anyway.
It was tight, he might have been on, keeping an eye on it. It was just an up and under from Richie Larea, but David right onto it. It's so difficult. He does get his foot on it, but coming over the shoulder like that from such a high, really hard task to bring it down and get a shot away.
Strong header from Katic at the back. He plays in Germany with Schalke. A Fougereau all across. Barak Karavic with the ball back to Dedic. Barak Karavic once again. Eustachio first there. The Fougereau turns. Canada playing their way out of trouble here from deep inside their own half. Inside the final 5 minutes plus stoppage time at the end of the first 45 in Toronto.
No doubt de Fougereau. He's fired surely, yeah. One of his strengths is that to dribble past pressure. He's confident enough to trust in his own ability. Played a lot of youth and reserve games at full-back, left and right, so off either side he feels good. Canada got a lot of momentum at the moment. Since that hydration break, they've had loads of possession. And Dzeko warming up, so suggestions that maybe it's okay to play some minutes in this game.
Jesse Marsh said at the press conference yesterday here in the stadium that Alphonso Davies is the only player not available for Canada today. Everybody else is healthy enough to play some minutes, which is a huge turnaround given the issues that Canada had with injuries heading into this tournament. Johnston finds Eustachio. Mihajlovic forward. Memic putting the pressure on Alistair Johnston, who was fouled. Canada have not lost in this stadium.
Just in the yellow better from the Dutch gets the ball over there. This again.
November 2023, 3-2 loss against Jamaica. Before that, September 2010, lost against Peru. In 2010, 10,000 in attendance. Times have changed. Down by the lake shore. Mills pulled forward. Karavic brings it back the other way.
He's superb, really hard. It's just a little things, the way that he's tracked back, he's done so well defensively.
The throw down the left side. That's it towards in the air. 18 cap for the top of Collins' head. Cornelius is there. occasions today. Shot found that one chance to follow showing hands. Johnston drops back in the right play. Wonderful defending from Johnston. It's not easy against Melic and Susha. Loves to run and test fullbacks. Johnston's got to be careful on that yellow. Harrowich again there, nice little burst down, but releases things through the middle and out to the left-hand side where Melic is consistently going to be Maxime Dracoda in the shot by Tahirovic. You talk about Harrowich and his influence, 21-year-olds. Scored the winning penalty against Italy, had 1 goal in 7 appearances in qualifying. Foul there, Tahirovic went in. And Derek Cornelius. There was a great video after Bayrak Tahirovic had scored that goal, the penalty against Italy. Let's see, there's a catch on the ball, but I think it's a pretty harsh yellow through the Cornelius kicks it, the Mirovic is late. First yellow again for Bosnia, and as Mirovic follows Alistair Johnston of Canada into the referee's book. There was video of Bayrak Tahirovic scoring a penalty when he was 6 or 7 years old in the backyard. And that got to the Wisconsin with his Bosnia jersey on. And then he goes and does it on the biggest stage to take his team to a World Cup. Dreams coming true for many players out there today. Johnston's going forward. Good step from Mirovic and the pass. There's that piece of the here to get the first pass. Sit down, Bayrak Tahirovic, but here stops all the strikes, and it lands not the knee, today in the clear. 3 minutes of time being added on into stoppage time now. I think walking to the stadium with you today, Steve, I have a hard time thinking that either Mike Myers or Ryan Reynolds will have got as many handshakes and hugs as you have come into this spectator. Melic down the left side, across goes Cornelius. Looking here for Tahirovic. The stop here next to get away for Canada. Takes up Buchanan. Two set forwards from Bosnia and Herzegovina. This comes through, it comes in, dangerous there. Dangerous Buchanan, who wants to make him free down the right. Canada had a little flurry here before. A half-time whistle. Get the ball forward. Test. Bosnia managed to shift the game a little bit clear. And a little bit more of a neutral middle zone. Then it checks it away. Mirovic. Last time Canada came from behind to win competitive matches here in this stadium, October of 2021 World Cup qualifying to 4-1 win against Panama. And that incredible Alphonso Davies goal that stopped the country in its tracks. The same net, the same end of the stadium that Canada is heading towards in this first half. Bosnia going towards the end where their main group of supporters is got to the upper tier, the south end of the stadium. Takes on Buchanan coming inside. And that's going to have the ball like the throw.
Yeah, Buchanan, the heavy touch inside. Recognition from Bosnia, he likes to just shift to his right, try to get out, round the outside. Canada just slow down the defender, then change the pace. You see there the tackle from Tahirovic. Fortunately for Bosnia, crashes off the most
Johnston heads it back in. Alan Machine fighting for it. Backwards after a good press there from Correa and Eustachio, followed by Nikola Katic. The whistle goes for the referee, and Jorge Lukic has the only goal of the game so far. His first international goal. Sergei Barbaros and Bosnia are leading after 45 minutes. Chances for Canada, but the midway mark down by the whistle. That will tell 1-0.
And also,
take the pitch with FanDuel's new footy features. Bet all 120 minutes and get early payouts when your team goes up 2. Live betting lets you celebrate every strike. And with FanDuel's new Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. At FanDuel, every score means more. North America's #1 sports bookie casino. FanDuel, play your game.
There's dreaming about it, and then there's experiencing it with Amex Platinum. The trip you imagine becomes unimaginably real. You're seated at the highest table in town. And just like that, you've scored access to pre-sale tickets and seen every word. For a life like no other, you need a card like no other. There's nothing like Amex.
Guys, I hate to break it to you, but we don't have enough legs for the game.
Let's go to the store then.
We cannot go in there. It's too hot. Too good. Hi, how you doing? We're having an awesome viewing party, and if you have legs, you can come with us. Oh, yeah. Awesome. The door.
In Canada, our future stars don't simply show up on the world stage. They are built from the ground up, right here in the heart of our communities. From the childhood dream to the national team. We are Canada, driven by Volkswagen.
Where is it? 10 seconds before the whistle, and you think this is a good time to put a seatbelt? Really, Terry? Come on. Just get rid of the liberty down there. What are you doing?
You need to leave. What are you imagine? Who could cook at a time like this? With hundreds of dinners and the roads.
Serbian-born striker who did not appear in a single World Cup qualifier, and here he is scoring in the World Cup and scoring the first ever World Cup goal in Canada in Bosnia in 1-0 lead on behalf of Nash Kubalai, a 7,000 mentioned Canada dominating in possession, which is not necessarily what they always want, and in shots and corners particularly. 10 corners for Canada, and they get very little out of them. 1 corner for Bosnia, and it's the 1 goal in the game so far. Playing Canada, James Duffy alongside the 2 Canadian captains, Atiba Hutchinson, Julian de Guzman, and Kevin Kilbane. So a lot of positives in the last 20 minutes, but let's face it, that was a nightmare scenario for Canada to give up the first goal earlier. And there's so much focus on Eddie Jekyll when we play or not, and it ends up being the guy who replaces him who gets the goal. Where were the mistakes made on that corner?
Well, first of all, you probably look at you see Stefan Estaquio's position at the near post. I think he's got to engage James. He's got to be almost backing into Kolas and actually got the flick on it, and that was how it kind of went. Because as soon as Kolasinac gets the flick, match the ball gets caught out, and then it's Lukic just there in front of Richie Labrea. So a number of errors. I think Julian, I just think he's got to get hold of him there. Stefan Estaquio happy to prevent him jumping.
And absolutely, you can see he's stepping out of his position, expecting a short corner, but once that short corner is played, then you step up the position. You have to wait in the most dangerous part of the field, and that's where it was in the near post, where Estaquio needs to make a silent and squeeze on teams. And you can't give away a simple play like that from your movement, and that's what it comes down to in this situation here.
Matter of details, it's 2 steps and you're in the wrong position. It's so dangerous to be in that near post and not get the first header on that, and you're in big trouble when you don't get that first time.
Match the ball as well. I feel as though he just put that. Yeah, I believe he should be staying in the middle of the stroke in that position there. I've been told off yesterday by Milan Borjan for describing goalkeepers, but I think he should be staying in that position, James.
All Jesse Marks talked about, crosses, set pieces, and they've worked on it countlessly over the last couple of weeks, but that's what gets them. The other problem for Canada is the problem that has plagued them much of the last year. They only have 7 goals in their last 8 games, been shut out the last 4 times. A lot of creating chances and just no finish.
Well, listen, we all have our eyes on Jonathan David, and this is a moment where we knew it going to happen. He finds these second balls. He's been great at those second balls, and those are the moments where he could step up and, okay, it's this weak foot, but if you use it across your body, you're going into a position where the keeper will have no chance. And Teeks, this is more for me a psychological problem. He has to be mentally prepared for those moments, and that's a moment that he has, and that's probably the only chance of getting the game.
Yeah, and it's, again, right foot, left foot, we've seen him put that ball in the back of the net over and over, and it's that sharpness that he's missing right now. Another one here from Tani, I think. We've seen this a lot from Tani. He's got to hit the target here.
You asked a question before the game, didn't you, James, about Tani and his finishing, and it's wasteful. That from Jonathan David should be in the back of the net, and that's what we are, yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, after that chance is missed, then we can see the goal.
So we look forward to the second 45, which is obviously critical. We've said before this tournament, this is the biggest match of this group. You're going to need likely 4 points to get through. 3 maybe, but it starts to get a little bit dicey there. So they need a result of some sort. What has to change, or perhaps who?
I would probably prefer a little bit of physicality to come on. We're all looking to promise David as being this next sub out there, and I think he provides something absolutely in the penalty box. Canada have been dangerous at times, they've caused problems. I think there is weaknesses with Bosnia's backline, and I think Canada needs, I would feel as well, when they get into wide positions, Julian, cross a little bit quicker into the box.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit more direct. Tejan has gotten himself in some really good positions, though. But he takes the extra touch for no reason. Once you beat your man, team, and you've gotten that extra yard, that ball's got to go, in between the backline and the keeper. It could be either an own goal or could land on one of our strikers.
Yeah, whip it in when they least expect it. Because if you continue to get to the byline, then they're getting back into position. So you get around the corner and they just whip it in, and the runners are going to be there. Will it be Promise David? Will it be Kyle Larin? Jesse talked about liking the idea of Kyle Larin and Osbeck. Do we see both of them perhaps?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a change at half time, because Jesse Marks needs to shake this up a little bit. He needs to get a reaction in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and hope for it. That'll be the case. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Kyle Larin come on at half time.
All right, electric crowd here in Toronto, but disappointment early except for the 2 blue sections at the back as Bosnia gets the lone goal of the first half of the first ever World Cup game in Toronto, and the celebrations for the Bosnian fans. Let's see if Canada can get some of that back in the second.
Going back home for the games?
Hey!
Okay.
Across the pond, please.
All night.
What goes there for the river?
Easy. Let's go.
This way to the stadium? Everything's a cap with pizza. We are deep into stoppage time. Oh, they must be careful here. They are checking it. It's going to be in the hands of the VAR. If you're looking for the future of football, it's going to be me. Pero pronto lo vas a saber.
That's cute. I'm gonna be so big. I won't even be able to walk down the street.
The future is already here. Next starts now.
Been in Canada for 240 years. You get around in plastic cups, fancy cups, teacups, these little cups. On no cup at all. From glassware to footwear to everywhere in between. Because it doesn't matter what it's in. It matters where it's from. Molson, AD1N.
Back in Toronto tonight, the third and final host of this World Cup Open tournament as the Americans take on Paraguay in Los Angeles. They're 5-2-2 all time against Paraguay. They've played them recently, beaten 2-1 in a friendly back in November, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific on the TSN. The last time Canada came from behind the win was November of 2022, right before the World Cup, and they did it against Japan. Of course, came from 2-0 down to draw with Iceland in that friendly a few months back. But down here, that was just his reaction to the Jonathan David mix, the emotions of a World Cup, a mix of 45 minutes ahead for Marsh in Canada.
Yeah, I can't share screen right now. I'm clicking it and everything. Thank you, Dennis. Sorry, am I muted? Perfect.
Sería la figura mía. Si el fútbol fuera mi lema, dejaron de jugar el fútbol con el arte en el arte. Now we don't go on stages. En el mundo del mundo, la pasión al fútbol pertenece to the biggest team on the planet. El fútbol es el mundo. Fútbol unites the world.
inside Toronto Stadium with Brian alongside Stephen Caldwell as the teams make their way back out here. The Canada tried by 1-0. Lukic scored his first international goal in the 21st minute of this one. The Canada dominated, they had their opportunities. The best two chances falling to Jonathan David and Kyle O'Shea. So is it more of a sign for Jesse Marshall's player, or are they try something different last year? I'm not sure they try something different, but I think they're going to up the pace a little bit and be a bit more intentional in what they're trying to do. Tentative at times, but overall, I don't think bad for Canada. I think Jesse Marshall will be pretty positive in that dressing room at half-time and several ones that help his players. Very disappointing goal to concede from them, but ultimately, they're absolutely in this game. And the next chance that falls away is vitally important. They have to put it in the back of the net. They have to make it go. And if they can get that next goal, then it's game on and they're going to win this. The fifth time in the 7 World Cup matches that Canada have been losing at half-time, and they're yet to come back in any game to their opponents. Canada has turned things around here at this World Cup. They're up to their first World Cup win for the first World Cup win. Will they be that first home World Cup goal? With the early shot, and that's in great context to inside the open moments. Ivanovic was quiet, hasn't he? He's not really been in the game. We've mentioned Jovo Lukic really more than he's going to see a strong partner in the Stuttgart man. Can't afford to get him in the space and time in the box, so he was absolutely deadly. Here's his chance again. It's a process, it's a target, it's a comfortable one for Max Krippel to make the save. Jovo Lukic still the goal. He won more aerial duels than any other player on the pitch in the first half. He's certainly taken his opportunity after coming in for the injured Edin Dzeko. Dzeko unable to start the game, but is available on the bench. The 40-year-old veteran, many years at the very top of the European game. An absolute terrific first lap from Lukic. I know he got that goal, but overall I thought he was excellent. What he played in his third cap, so no experience at this level, but given his opportunity, he's absolutely taken it. That's the first one to that one. Jesse's left on surface, he crosses, Nikola Katic to put it out of play. They won't commit these defenders, they'll go slide, they'll commit to things, and Canada just can be a little bit quick and a little bit pure. Shea towards the line, Katic doing the defending.
Thank you, you did something.
Long throw into the box, on the way towards the back post line. Ego will go chasing the chin way out of there as well. He turns under pressure from Demirovic. And this is Bukunjua. O'Shea. Got 2 assists in the final. And a penultimate friendly. Against his best defender, O'Shea. He can only lead this one for Alistair Johnston. But through again from Johnson. Buchanan still trending into the box. Right now, Bosnia eating most of what is coming at them. His first World Cup, his first international start in Copa America in the 3rd place game. This ball played through towards O'Shea. He's still down receiving some treatment here as we take another look at what happened. He said that he was fighting and shoots out of his way to the semi-final. Looking at it like that, it's quite and fearless is probably the same thing. Another game of June 1. Looks like Bosnia absolutely dominating this game 29-36. June's 1 so far from them this afternoon. Canada needed to slow the heart rate and become convinced of let themselves down at the start. We won. Person has been 2-3 David Davis' chance and even just to find the corner, although O'Shea had to select a bit of finish in there. Liam Miller just had a simple pass to put Daniel O'Shea through really off the mark. But how's your lucky in big moments? Yep. As Canada trying to find a way back into the game that they've trailed since just before the midway mark in the first half. Mike Denich with a return on the far side. Actually played for a Canada throw. And we're heading towards the south end of Toronto Stadium in this second half, the late short end of the stadium. Cornelius with the ball back forward, looked down by Jonathan David. This is Liam Miller out on the left side up against Barak Towridge. Now to Stakio. Everyone back behind the ball defending for Bosnia and Herzegovina here. Cornelius with a cross into the box, and let's see if he's able to play. Unchallenged really, I mean it's a little close to him from Cornelius. I don't mind the fact that he wrapped his feet around and tried to put pace in the cross, but not like he was always show a chance. That's a close off Kolasinac, 22-year-old defender. He's done well, look, he's won a lot of battles against Dejan Buchanan so far. Here he is again, the German-born left-back who plays for Atalanta. Second most caps on the squad. In fact, he's a book for Bosnia. Each of the last 14 calendar years, Kolasinac is making his debut in November 2014 against Argentina. Had those years where he was successful at Arsenal. Won the FA Cup with them in 1920 season. They won in the final, and winning against Chelsea. Muranovic, back it goes for Vasil. Katic. Next up for Canada, they head to Vancouver for the final two group games. They'll play against Qatar and then Switzerland. Those two teams will meet in their Group B opener tomorrow afternoon. Canada's 7th all-time World Cup game. Miller down the left side, up against Denich. They will still back for Canada. Terrific football. Look at this. The pass from Tony and then put the ring through. Slides it beyond the side. Little touch there off the goalkeeper's left ankle, which gives Kolasinac the chance to just inadvertently smack it off the crossbar. He doesn't know what he's doing, but fortunately for him in Bosnia and Herzegovina, crashes square off the bar and out to safety. Really unlucky for Canada. The red wave continuing to grow down here in Toronto. But here's danger. Victor Morovic has played. Victor Morovic!
comes out of nothing really. Ibrahimovic ball forward, and it's a crossover between Defugero and Cornelius. Defugero follows the run of Lukic, Demirovic. Again, just thinking too much. He's going to just slide it past Kripov, who's trying to take around him. Goalkeeper gets a touch in it, puts it out for a corner. Larena's chance, unbelievable. That doesn't find the back of the net. Fortunate for Kolasinac, but he stays with it all the way. It's Bosnia's second corner, and Paul Kane couldn't quite get there, but Canada gets away with it here, and Canada have the numbers up. Jonathan David through the middle. He'll chase this one himself as it goes all the way back towards Vasil. It's an open game at the moment. And that will suit Canada. Jesse Marsh telling me this morning when we chatted that he thinks they can catch Bosnia in transition. Miller looks towards the back post. That's a disappointing ball again, isn't it? From Leo Miller. The industry is there. And unquestionable from Miller, but at times he's just a little erratic with his deliveries and his decisions. Jesse Marsh may be pondering some changes. Promise David, we've already seen as he has made a miraculous comeback from injury, would be a player who can come on in this sort of situation with the game wide open, has already shown us with the goal that he scored in Edmonton that got cancelled out for offside. He is straight back into his form. Jonathan David down the right, and he shows in the middle. It's the reflections too slow from David again. Well, he's got to be quicker onto that to get it in the middle. Again, I've praised the defending from Katic, but that is a chance. They put the ball in the back of the net, there's no doubt about it. Johnston with a quick thinking yet again with a throw-in. Canada caught out Bosnia 3 or 4 times with that quick throw in the right from Alistair Johnston. David just a little off it, isn't he? His pace is just a little slow at times. Can he just find that extra gear that we know he's got in him? The throw goes the other way. Bosnia and Kolasinac specifically were taking too long to take that. Already maybe looking to waste a few moments here, and we're only 11 minutes into the second half, but Richie Larea's effort cleared off the bar by Kolasinac. As a former central defender, I mean, you couldn't do that if you tried, could you? No. Was he trying to do anything there? He's just getting someone on it. He's a yard out from the goal line. He's just trying to get... But 9 times out of 10, that's an own goal. Oh, of course, it's an own goal. It's in the back of the net. It's so fortunate. But he stays with the play. He doesn't give up. He doesn't get caught ball watching. Even as it goes past his goalkeeper, who got the slips, the touches, which I don't think they gave him the chance to make that, fortunate clearance. So it's just really unlucky from Canada. Football was lovely. Cody again was on the ball in that move a couple of times with key passes. Thomas David is getting set to come in here just before the hour mark. An incredible story for a player from Brampton, Ontario, who plays for Union Saint-Germain in Belgium. He went off injured with a hip injury in February. Thought his World Cup dreams were over. Kolasinac with a high ball forward. Maxi Kripov comes a long way to get there. How's that coming up for a corner? Alice, the decision was that she caught it. It's clear. Number why he likes to try and punch it and doesn't get connection he wanted. As we saw in the first half, a real threat Bosnia have as these corner kicks. Basic again out to take this, you know where it's going. Third corner of the game, they scored from that first. Into opposition, Oxen headed over by Mihajlovic. Thomas David will be the first change. James Shackelberg and Ahmed also going through intense warm-ups as well. 2 players that have fought back from injury. Weren't involved in the 2 games before the World Cup. Buchanan was battling well for that there. So 3 shots coming here from Jesse Marsh, Shaffer Bogami and Promise David. Shafferberg, such a key figure in Copa America.
really rose to prominence and was relied upon by Jesse Marsh, especially after Tejan Buchanan's injury. This is kind of Derek Goodwin. It's now really going down the left side. Towards the structure. Picked up by Jonathan David. Now it's his spell corner with space to go forward. Corner. Miller. Tackle by Lorraine, who was chasing, but Eric Talbot didn't get away down that far side. It's out of play for a throw. Window from Richard at the end, same movement as a decoy run. It's to try and open up space for Miller to maybe play into Stacko, into forward. Who's that? Decision there. Goes offside, Daniel O'Shea. With a change coming for Bosnia as well. They're going to bring in Armin Gigovic and also Samet Bazdar. Bazdar, a striker. Maybe a straight swap up top for Lukic, we'll see. He's only scored one international goal in 13 games. Gigovic born in Sweden. Jesse Marsh will bring on Shackelberg, Ahmed, and Thomas David. I'll be showing up with Miller as well. And Tejan Buchanan. Wait for late, isn't it? Yeah, from Jesse Marsh. I'm used to seeing Ali Ahmed on that left-hand side. He's going to play on the right. Patrick Jonathan David. Buchanan and Miller, the players leading the game. Decision to take David out, another degree afternoon, no doubt. He's been off it, but he is the main man up top. He has been for a number of years for Canada, so it's a big call from Jesse Marsh to put in Promise David alongside Oliver Shea, who in fairness in the second half especially has had way more joy against the Bosnian defence. 3 goals and 10 caps for Promise David, who scored a goal on his debut a year ago in this stadium, a 4-2 win against Ukraine. Collision there between Lorraine and Tarovic. That kind of days, there's been a lot of 1v1 battles out there, whether it was aerial or on the ground. It's been a really tight, intense game throughout with not a lot of chances. Canada have had a couple, couldn't take them. Very little from Bosnia, but that one quality corner kick from the centre party Basic led to that goal from Lukic, who's also off. Gets the free kick here. Promise David straight into the action. And he's just pulling back on Dejevic. And also Gigovic, a substitute. He's on his face, there's nothing in that. Promise David's just trying to run a battle, he's going to keep his arms down. When Promise David got injured in February, Jesse Marsh called him and said, I will give you until the very last minute to get ready for this World Cup. He is the sort of player, while limited on international experience, who has been scoring goal after goal at club level, and is different to anything else that this Canada squad has. Toronto Stadium, taking footage from the front. One member from the Vancouver Whitecaps fan. stop the shot from what really got it behind it. Ahmed has also injected some pace down this right side since coming on. As running at the fitness, but I think a little bit different to become running more insane and combining connecting really as a game, just coming in off the fly. Different challenge for Wesley. 1 goal and 4 assists. And he's now 25 caps for Canada for 25-year-old Ali Ahmed. Our Toronto, in his debut in the 2023 Gold Cup, had a goal and an assist in the 3-0 win in Romania last September. Stepping inside, the Reds can do Canada have the momentum here as we head towards what will be the second half hydration break. For the 8th time, Canada have played its European opposition under Jesse Marsh. They won 3, lost 1 and drawn 2. The only defeat was against the Netherlands 4-0 in Marsh's first game in charge in June of 2024. Their last win against European opposition was won at a Wales in September, a conjuring free kick from Derek Cornelius that day. On the far side, and the pressure from the cruiser issues in his experience that years, but the Fuji has to stay careful. He's going nowhere. Here comes the hydration break with a little over 20 minutes remaining in Canada trailing. We'll be right back.
Take the pitch with FanDuel's new footy features. Bet all 120 minutes and get early payouts when your team goes up 2. Live betting lets you celebrate every strike. And with FanDuel's new Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. At FanDuel, every score means more. North America's #1 sportsbook and casino. FanDuel, play your game.
We've removed the full HST on new homes and cut municipal fees, saving you up to $200,000 on a new home. It's just one way we're taking action today to make homes more affordable tomorrow. Like building homes faster by cutting red tape and partnering with municipalities to build more homes. Because by making housing more affordable today, we can get more families in more homes tomorrow.
FIFA World Cup 2026 lives on TSN. Oh, that's fantastic! Every match, every moment. Get 3 months of TSN for $59.99. Offer ends July 20th. Subscribe now.
Anyone who's coming?
Yes, 1,000 hours a week.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
Some big moments ahead as Jesse Marsh and his coaching staff discuss next steps. His changes have had an impact here. Canada have gone close on a number of occasions, but so far denied by the bar, denied by goal line clearances, and in the first half a couple of poor decisions or poor finishes, and Canada find themselves trailing here 20 minutes or so from time plus stoppage time remaining in the first game played on Canadian soil in the World Cup. Are they going to find a way back here, Stevie?
Yes, they are going to find a way back. We're going to get other chances in this game, and someone's going to be a hero this afternoon to bring Canada back in this game.
The only previous World Cup for Bosnia, they lost against Argentina in their first ever World Cup game. They lost against Nigeria and they won 3-1 against Iran. Nigeria again, the only World Cup match they failed to score in. And they got the goal 20 minutes in today through Jovan Lukic, his first international goal. He's since left the game.
Risky from diffusion there.
And this is the problem now with Canada having to push forward. There will be opportunities here for Bosnia going in the opposite direction. I think Ahmed runs into trouble there as Tahirovic picks it up. Kone just still getting back to his feet on halfway. Sent long by Memic. One in the air by Larea. This is Jacob Schaffelberg. Not on the same page there as Richie Larea.
Just go forward, Schaffelberg. He's get some space in front of him, look. Jacob Schaffelberg. Kone not too happy with that decision from referee Facundo Teo. It's a chance for Bosnia just to break up the game. What an angle this is of that far. The placement, you can see it here. It just goes over. Does the substitute? Was that? There's a picture of him. Alphonso Davies, I'm sure, really frustrated watching on from the sidelines, wishing he could impact this game.
Ivan Sunic getting set to come in. The defensive midfielder who plays in Cyprus with Paphos. All appearances, all starts in qualifying. And we're also going to bring in Karim Alibegovic, just 18 years old, German-born, plays for Red Bull Salzburg, but heading back to Bayer Leverkusen after this World Cup. And he'll replace Bayraktarovic.
Yeah, terrific Bayraktarovic this afternoon. Done a lot of great things, as did Memic. different styles between these two wide men from Bosnia, but both very effective. More of a 4-5 win now from Bosnia, with Bazdar a substitute who came on as a forward now, out on the right-hand side. And Ali Begovic, the exciting young talent on this left-hand side. Sunic are just sitting in the middle of the park in the deep-lying midfield position.
Jesse Marsh getting Kyle Laren ready to come in.
Schaffelberg here wanted a foul, but it's pretty close to the touchline. Dedic did win the ball, but I don't know if he caught him as much as Schaffelberg made out there.
Johnston forward. Corey couldn't bring it under control in the midfield. Cornelius with the challenge. Schaffelberg couldn't get there as Dedic plays it high forward. Defugio wins it in the air. Schaffelberg. Begovic chasing back to the far side and winning this one back as Dedic comes forward towards halfway for Bosnia. They'll go back towards Muharemovic. Just a 15th cap, 23-year-old defender. Huge talent. Playing in the top flight of Italy. Kolasinac down the left side. Ali Begovic. Back to Muharemovic as Bosnia look to try and keep Canada at bay. Katic finds Dedic. Begovic forward down that right side.
Good tackle from Cornelius. Read it well, the direction he wanted to go. Decent little spell this from Bosnia, though, trying to just take the sting out of the game.
Well, Kyle Laren started both of the pre-tournament friendlies, but found himself out of the team today, with Tani Oluwaseyi preferred up top. And now Laren will replace Oluwaseyi with under 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Kyle Laren has scored 7 goals for Canada in this stadium. His last goal here against Panama last fall in a friendly and a 2-1 win. His first goal here, a 4-0 win in the World Cup qualifier against Dominica in 2015.
Awkward fall there for Alistair Johnston as he wins that header. Comes down on his back, I think, but he's up, he's okay. Laren would have been bitterly disappointed when he heard the news he wasn't starting. He's going to use all that frustration now to get his country back in this game, to win the first point in the World Cup. And that's ball through.
Laren was chasing. He's made an impact on many occasions this season, coming in off the bench for Southampton, who were fighting for promotion to the Premiership this year. He was on loan from Mallorca in Spain, and the 31-year-old from Brampton has now made that move to Southampton permanent. He's the country's second all-time leading scorer, 30 goals in what is now 91 appearances, which takes him clear for second all-time. He was tied with Jonathan Osorio, who's on the bench today, the birthday boy Osorio. They're chasing down Atiba Hutchinson's 104 caps. Number 91 for Laren today.
I think interesting that he shared a lot of minutes at Southampton with Scottish international Ross Stewart, where the starts would come intermittently almost, so he is used to coming off the bench. He does know how to have an impact from the bench, and Jesse Marsh will be hoping that he can use the freshness in Laren's legs, and if the chance comes his way with his composure, he'll put it in the back of the net.
Bosnia very deep at the moment as Cornelius plays it across to the left side. Cornet driving forward. Play through towards Kyle. In the last Bosnia World Cup squad in 2014 now. Yeah, again, he's been a good player, good on the ball. Someone I think can play excellent passes, lots of diagonal. Canada has to be careful when he's in possession. More of a midfielder, probably not as good a defender as Kolasinac. Bosnian throw right by the Canadian technical area. Jesse Marsh is gesticulating to his strikers to get back. He wants Promise David to drop in a little deeper here. It's the issue now in Ireland. You always have that kind of one-on-one sort of front two. Canada. I wonder if we might see Alfie Jones. And we're all the subject here at the moment. You can see Saliba and Zorio and Joe Waterman probably the most active of the subs. You wanted that foul there, I think, more than it was that. Absolutely to the front post and going back Kyle Lowry. David got the assist on Kyle Lowry's goal, so the substitutes connecting to get Canada back level in this one. Kyle Lowry on his second ever goal scorer at a men's World Cup. I remember the late drama in 2015 at Commonwealth Stadium as Christine Sinclair scored the penalty to break the deadlock. It was 0-0. What a privilege it was to call that one as Canada managed to score and win the game in their World Cup opener on home soil. Could more like drama here. Christine Sinclair is in the house today here in Toronto watching on. Could go either way though right now. Well, could this is hectic, isn't it? The best thing is that has to be rotting as Canada. That is not just because of comments. It's pretty well not dissimilar to last night's game. The real game between the Republic and Czechia is going to be a long through into the box. I mean, I don't know if a scorer will get for the likes of players that listen to players, but we've certainly set the lead in 3-game soccer history with a goal. Johnston's leaping throw, and we're away by Katic. Gustacchio. Up right for Alistair Johnston, well fed by Bench. A good curling ball in, but Katic does well. Managed to head it a good distance forward, and now Himsby. Long ball forward, reaching the right, trying to get back here. Delirovic looking to create, goes backwards all the way to Delic. And they're able to get the baddies back as it comes to Sumic.
Can't believe how many headers that Bosnia have won defensively. Not actually all over the field, they just won so many aerial duels. Of course it's their strength, but it's been so impressive. Thomas David, this to the crowd to get things going here in Toronto. We're picking up into a frenzy down the nation. I talked again about how I've seen this programme develop over 20 years. The first time Canada played here in September of 2007. And the first time covering this team. The growth of this team, the growth of this game, leading to this moment now. As over 40,000 look to try and wheel this side to a winning goal. Ahmed. Gustacchio. I love it from Ahmed. Go play it and go forward. Running behind, things can happen. Only fouled, a free kick coming. This would be the first draw of the tournament so far. How many minutes do we think are coming up here? As certainly Barbares takes a lot of moment to rest his legs. He's back up now because the tension is so high. This game is on the knife edge. It would be a 6th consecutive draw for Bosnia, 5 of them 1-1. The Fujra hot header, had to make it. Gustacchio was fouled, and so was Ahmed. But Gustacchio has been magnificent in the last 30 minutes, though. He has roamed around the entire field. He's given himself going. He's just forcefully grabbed this game, not through so many moments of quality, just through endeavour and getting on the ball and inspiring his team as the captain today. To get back into this game, he's going to take this free kick. What a performance, what a
leader's performance from Stefano Stacchio. In the final minutes of the 90, too close to Basile, who squares it. You're going to get more in the angle. We're playing it. We're waiting to see how much time is added on here. 6 minutes. And Jonathan Osorio getting set to come on in stoppage time here. I think 6 minutes is pretty fair. Maybe could have been a little bit more considering the hydration break. I mean, neither side really sitting back here, just kind of accepting this. They both feel like they can get a winner. Challenge going off past down, will play for the throw here, and Jonathan Osorio coming in, some fresh legs in midfield. It will be interesting to see who comes out here from Jesse Marsh's side. I think it's Eustachio. Yeah, it is, yeah. Seems like it's going to be Eustachio. Stefano Eustachio handing the captain's armband off to Alistair Johnston here. What a second half from Eustachio. Just take a moment to appreciate what this means for Jonathan Osorio. Toronto FC's captain on his 34th birthday. In a stadium where he has played for many years for both club and country, comes on for the final 6 minutes of stoppage time here. Alay Begovic. Is down as well on the edge of the penalty. He felt he got fouled when he was dribbling through, showing wonderful feet of his. I think it's Milanovic who's in that position just to stop him making the channel run. You know that feeling. I've done it a few times as a centre back. You don't want to run back 40 yards, and as David tries to run into the channel, he just smashes into him. So 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining, but probably another 2 minutes beyond that still to be played here. Gigovic standing over the free kick. Amar Dedic with a high ball out wide to the right side. Thomas David didn't play particularly well. That goes to Kucherov. Now it's Kyle Laren, who also plays a big role defensively as well. And he's coming off in from tactics. It's had a good match, off the saying he's been totally committed to the defensive display, and it's actually a really good thought to give away from Bosnia and Herzegovina's perspective. Kyle Laren does the work to dribble out the pressure, and Canada are away on counter-attack. Would be an 8th successive game unbeaten in this stadium. It would be only 2 defeats in 34 all-time here in Toronto Stadium for Canada. A place they know well. A second half comeback. And minutes away from a first World Cup point. Kone. And they won that tackle there. And Kone don't take any chances there. Let him get the end of this game for Canada. Osorio trying to midfield. Osorio puts it on with the goal to the box. Gives Vasile time to get others up. lovely work from Osorio, though. He was on the field to just calm things down. Use that terrific brain of his just to make good decisions, and it was a lovely little slurring and running and ball out to Amy on the right. No good just that beat as well, the visual performance. Ahmed himself with a visual. Lorraine hopping it out to the far side, gets it back from Shackelford. Australia. Shackelford up against Dedic. Right foot to the top. Lorraine to the job in the second half. Amazing collection play like this from Toronto. Seconds away from their first ever World Cup point. There's Lavin's touch, shot, and the ball's getting back out of the pitch. The final also goes in Toronto. A good performance by Canada, even stronger as an extra time in the second half. He just absolutely went for it, totally deserved the equalising goal from the substitute Carolina. The goal they conceded will be disappointing, but to get that first goal, you cannot lose the rest of the year to Toronto is so significant. Next up is Qatar, Vancouver, and then the group will close against Switzerland. But this was again really in the context of the group. If they want to finish in the top two, they couldn't afford to lose it. It's quite regular. They couldn't afford to lose this. They had to get something for it. I actually thought they would have been in danger of matching the Wales a bit. That goal from Lukic, things had to open up a little bit. Once they defended well, but they didn't provide too much going forward a little bit. Actually, I would say the things that attack for me, Canada just get pressing and pressing. The soccer football at times was wonderful for me on the left-hand side of what they were. The substitutions from Jesse Marsh were at the right time and gave them some fresh pace and some impetus in the wider areas. And then that key substitution of Juno, I would say, from Bronze Stadium with the assist to Lavin's goal, tremendous stuff.
Excuse me, mate. Are you going to be posting stuff anywhere?